Thoughts from AJ's thoughts. How y'all doing? Last time I talked to y'all, I was in a hotel. Now I've been living in my house for about 8 months now, my own place, me and my son, of course. Still divorced. I haven't talked to that girl in many, many months. I'm in a lot better mental headspace now. Took a few months for me to figure things out, but I'm here. Uh, so through many months of therapy, I figured out what the problem was with my last ex-wife. I wasn't the problem. Nothing I did could have saved anything. She had in her mind already that she didn't want it to work. Here's the thing that a lot of men and women don't understand. When you're in a relationship, it's two people in a relationship with two separate personalities and two separate minds. You can't control any other person. You can't help a person in how they feel about you or anything like that. There's no such thing as pleasing a person. You have to please yourself because life is too short. When life is short, there's only one life that you should be worrying about, and that is your own. This is something I had to figure out through, of course, months of therapy, a lot of self-reflection, stuff like that. So this is what I came up with. It's definitely something that I wasn't 100% sure about because, us as men, we are taught to be gentlemen our whole life. We're taught to make sure the woman is happy always, give her everything she wants, la da 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 da, all this other stuff. But here's the thing. The woman who taught us men that, were probably toxic in the first place. They're teaching us to be gentlemen, to be able to be preyed on by other toxic women. Because the fact of the matter is, a woman doesn't like a man who's a doormat. A woman does not like a man who can't say no to her, who can't step up and be the leader or the protector and all that other stuff. Yeah, you lead, you protect. But if you can't say no and you can't live your own life in your own heart and your own mind, she's not gonna respect you. It's gonna be like a toy. You're gonna be like a toy. Basically, it's gonna be like, oh, he's everything that I wanted, this, that, and other. Then they're gonna get bored. Then when that boredom sets in, they're gonna be like, well, he's a good guy, but I'm bored. Then that's when the real weird shit's gonna start happening. This is something I realized because it happened. It's happened in every one of my relationships so far. Have a new girlfriend now. It's been March, April. It's been like 3 months that me and her have been seeing each other. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that I'm doing the best thing to keep her or nothing like that. I'm literally just living my life, and she's living her life. I like her. She likes me. I'm growing to love her. She's already told me that she loves me. That's kind of as far as it is. And as far as like a good guy keeping a good girl, I know I'm switching up what I'm talking about, but it's because my view of life has changed. I'm making these videos, of course. If you caught my first video, my friend Ashley, she said that my best friend Ashley, she said that I give very good advice for her and for other people. But here's the thing. I don't think anybody could give anybody advice because there's too many variables. If you're trying to give advice to a person, you don't know them intimately like they know themselves. They could be fronting, they could be acting like someone else so that you have a certain vision of them or something. They could be a real individual and all of the aspects of best case scenario, all the aspects of what they're telling you so that you could give them the best advice. However, you don't know the other person that's in the situation. How could you possibly give advice on a situation when you don't know the other half of it? That's like trying to do a math equation without knowing the other part of the equation and not even knowing how to solve for that. It just won't work. You can't possibly get the right answer. It's like shooting in the dark, essentially. So, as far as like me trying to give you guys advice, now I think I have this channel and making these videos for me. I'm trying to give myself advice. Looking back at old videos, seeing some of the mistakes I did, seeing some of the frames of mind I was in and all that stuff. It's very eye opening to see myself and how, not only how I used to think, but how I used to view women. I used to put them on a pedestal. I used to, and it wasn't fake. It was very much real. I just feel that I have opened my eyes, like a whole curtain of bullshit have been lifted, like lifted from my eyes. And now I see shit for kind of what it is. Because you have a lot of women, a lot of toxic women, just like you have a lot of toxic men. And it's just like, okay, so the women who want, like, the 6'2" dude that's handsome and athletic, and he's like charming and emotionally sound and mentally sound and all this other stuff. Like, they want this 1% dude, like the top 1%, when they don't even have top 70% personality or looks or likes, or they could be dull. They could like be a horrible woman and still want that. And for men, goes for them too. But we're visual creatures, so all of the women think the more beautiful I am, the more guys I'll get. No, I'm gonna tell you what I like. Can't speak for anyone else, just me. Here's what I like. I like a woman that's down to earth. She's not for the drama. Um, a type of woman that knows how to chill. She doesn't need to be entertained, because not only can she entertain herself, but she's like, she's cool to do whatever. She's just as fine, chilling, watching movies and going hiking or being at a bonfire, sipping down a few beers. She's kind of like down with whatever. I know I just described like a homeboy, or I don't know, not a homeboy, more like a woman who probably doesn't work, or that's not true, because see, your work life is supposed to be separate from your personal life. So it's supposed to be two different things. Here in the United States, that's what it's supposed to be. So you can't really gauge on who a person is from who they are at work to who they're not at work. I think a lot of things that may have changed, not only for women but men, us as people in general, is that as we grow up, we lose ourselves. We lose what it means to be us, because we see all this stuff we're supposed to be doing, being responsible and all that stuff. I'm responsible. I pay all my bills on time. I make sure I have food in the house. I take care of my kid. I make sure all of his and my doctor's appointments are, all the shit that just makes you an adult. And it's like a lot of people want praise for that. You can't praise for that because everybody in the world is doing it. Doesn't make sense to have praise for that. But within our realms of figuring out, what responsibility is and stuff, I think as people, we lose ourselves. We forget that as a kid, we told that one time that we wanted cereal for dinner. Our parents said no. We said, as soon as I grow up and get my own house, I'm going to have cereal every single night for dinner. Of course, you can't do that because that's irresponsible, but you technically can have cereal whenever you want now. Or I could stay up for as long as I want. Yeah, that's true. But you have a job. You can't be tired for your job. But technically speaking, you can't stay up as late as you want. It's all about balance, though. I feel like us as people, we either lean one way or another. Like we lean toward super responsible, not taking care of our kids, not sleeping when we're supposed to, not eating like we're supposed to, all that stuff. Or we're too responsible and we're not in the family and we don't take time out to spend with our kids and all. There has to be a balance. There has to be a balance, or you'll lose yourself. You got to figure out how to be responsible, how to be fun at the same time. How does this go into relationships? The way this goes into relationships is because one thing that I do know from all the research I've done and all the therapy and all the self reflecting, a woman does not want a man without a plan. She just doesn't. Your plan can change when she comes, but it can't be revolved around her. She wants you to have your goal in mind, your confidence, your who you are as a man. She wants you to be there. She doesn't want you to do this. And then she becomes the head and you just do everything that no. You got to keep doing this yourself, and then she'll come in and be your co-pilot. And then you guys kind of go together. That's what I think happens. But I know for a fact a woman does not want a guy without a plan, a guy that's a bum. When I mean a bum, I don't mean homeless. I don't mean jobless. What I mean by a bum, to me, a bummy dude, okay? A bummy dude he could have his own house, he could be working, he could do all of that and still be a bum in my eyes. Because to me, a bummy dude is a person with no aspirations, no inspirations, no none of that. He kind of just goes through the motions, just pays his bills, and that's kind of it. He doesn't even have